Yeah, just chilling, bro. Chilling.
Right, right.
That's all I can do, man.
Yeah,
Take
you
this
ready
thing
for
one
our
day at a time.
yeah, you ready for our trip to New Orleans?
Yeah, nah, we ain't
Well,
going to
I'm
New
sorry,
Orleans, bro. We're going to
Minnesota.
Minnesota, man.
Look,
We went to
look.
New Orleans last year, brother.
Yeah, change the season around. So shit, maybe
Shoo.
look, maybe going this year change the season around too.
Hey,
But we're not in a bad spot. But
nah,
go
man.
ahead.
We
Yeah, we're
four
not
and
in a
two,
bad
man.
spot.
We four and
Yeah,
two.
we're in for
You
two.
know, no, I mean the way I look at it, we have some
Yeah,
similarities from 24 to 25.
right.
And the reason I say that is because last year, we took a crucial, heartbreaking loss at home against Atlanta. Remember when Saquon dropped that pass? If he
Yeah,
catches that pass, we win that game. We get to run the clock out, game over. Well, he dropped the pass. We wound up kicking a field goal, went up 6. And then Kirk Cousins just marched down the field on us, man. Last second touchdown, game over. Right?
right.
Then we went to New Orleans. Then we went to Tampa Bay and got blew out. Well, guess what? This year in 2025, deja vu. We lose
Right,
Denver in a heartbreak. They come back on us. In the fourth quarter, we up 2 touchdowns. They come back,
right,
win the game. Heartbreak loss. And then the very next game, we get blew out by the Giants. Now, if that's not similar to what happened to us last year, I, I don't know what else to say. Because when
right,
you look at it in totality, we got the same record, 4-2, and we 4-2 this year. So
right.
that's how I look at it, bro. What you got?
I don't know. I'm not as optimistic as you are, but you know, I guess the only thing is like I had the concerns in the beginning of the year, still the same concerns to me. Um, it's the defensive end, putting pressure on the quarterback and the corners. Like last year, we didn't have corner issues. We had issues, at the nickel, right? Um, and when Coop came in, he kind of changed that.
Hmm.
I don't know if we have the personnel in house to help us put pressure on the quarterback and sew up that CB2 position. Um, Ringo, I was hoping Ringo would be that person, but at this point he doesn't appear to be. So if something have to change, and I had to throw my little crystal ball out the window because I thought we was gonna go into the bye, 7-1. So, so I got to throw that damn crystal ball away. That they ain't giving me the right information.
Hey man, we
So
6-2. Wait, hey, 6-2.
no, I'm good with whatever. I'm good with the wins.
Hmm.
You know, I just think we need to do some things differently, and I'm still I still my concerns is the defense right now. I thought my concerns earlier was the offense, but the defense looked like is the concern. I still believe the offense can turn it around.
Hmm.
I don't think they have to do anything in other than getting the offensive line healthy, right? So once
Yeah.
the offensive line get healthy, then I feel like we can do our thing. But right now, about the offensive line not being healthy, we
Hmm.
still gonna have some lumps. So if we can get to 6-2 going into the bye, we'll be good. I know your thing is that after the bye, we're gonna come out as that super team, and I hope so too. Some changes need to be made, but I'm not a GM, and I just don't feel comfortable. We have the right pieces now. N'Kobe can come in and change everything for us because I think if N'Kobe comes back and you move Campbell, like rushing the quarterback, or put him on the end, then I think that might make a difference because N'Kobe can really stop that run. And like you said when you and I talked before, is he is the quarterback of defense for us. And I think him being in there would make a big difference if he plays this week.
Yeah, I like that. He is our defensive leader, and he comes with a bunch a bunch of physicality. So all that's going to do is, hey, the rest of the team is going to pick that up, and we're going to start playing physical like we know how. I mean, we the bullies. We the new Broad Street bullies. We need to start acting like it. And I
Right.
truly believe with Dean back in the center, back there in that middle linebacker position with Zach Bond, and like you said, move the young boy Jahid Campbell, move him to the edge, let him do his thing. Because to me, he got that quickness over there, and I truly believe he can make a difference.
Right.
And then you get Jalen Carter back. Hey, things will be looking up big time. Now, when you look at that CB2 spot, we probably got to run a committee like we did last year. We're going to probably have to run that committee.
We ain't
But
won
we
a
got to
committee
find the right
last year.
pieces in order to run the committee. Because
We
last
didn't
year
run
we
committee.
had Isaiah Rogers and we had Slay over there, you know. But this
Yeah,
year,
but
go ahead.
go ahead. I'm sorry.
What
No,
you
go
got?
ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, I was just saying we didn't really run a committee last year. The only time Rogers came in, I'm not saying he didn't come in certain packages,
Mm-hmm.
but CB2 was Quinion, and CB1 was Slay. So honestly, looking at it right now, I wish they kind of would have kept Slack, because even though he, some of the issues he might have had last year, I think he would have been better than what we have. Go ahead. I don't mean to
Well,
cut you off. Go
Slay,
ahead.
I mean, I'm looking at Slay in these last few games, and he don't look like the Slay that we once knew. You know, look like he having some issues over there. But I know he's an aging veteran, so sometime it catches up to you. Now, keeping him, I think he would have been great for the locker room. And I'm not saying that he's washed up. By
Right.
all means, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that, you know, he's getting beat a lot over there in Pittsburgh. That's all I'm saying. So, and
Some
I
of it have to
understand.
do with scheme.
Yeah, it could. It could be. It could.
He knew
But
his scheme. So
looking at that game last night, I mean, Pittsburgh, that defense, oh man, I don't understand how you run a defense like that. I mean, you got Jamar Chase killing you. I mean, the boy had 23 targets, and I think he caught 16 or 17 passes. Like, how do you not double team this cat? You just gonna let him beat you. You're gonna let him beat you.
right.
And then when you look at that offense that Cincinnati came with, Jamar Chase, I think he had like 16 receptions for like 161 yards and a touchdown, right? You had the other wide receiver, he
Yeah.
had like 6 catches for like 96 yards and a touchdown. And then you look at the running back went over 100 yards. I think he had like
Mm.
12 or 13 carries for like 100 and some change. So it could be done. And I say that to say, hey, the Eagles can do the same thing if they want to. They could. It's enough balls to go around for everybody. But we still have to create our identity. What are we going to be? Are we going to be a running team first, passing team second? Or are we going to be passing to create the run? That's still yet to be seen. But I truly believe once that offensive line gets healthy, and it seems to be getting healthier, once that happens, things are going to take off for us. So I
Yeah.
can't wait for that to happen.
On keeping it real, right? No teams is really playing good out there. None of the top teams. I mean, I guess I jinxed Detroit the other day, but Tampa, I guess right now is the top team in rankings, because
Mhm.
they're winning. Um, but it seems like all teams are having issues now. It's like it's nothing a giving. No, for no team. You have to go out there and play. Um, Losing that division game kind of hurt us, in a way of winning the division again. But we can't drop no more division games.
No, we
We got
can't.
to go in. Yeah, we can't drop any more division
Mm-mm.
games.
No,
But
especially not this early.
yeah. So we have to kind of, you know, we have to beat Minnesota. You know what I'm trying to say, and just light Giants up. and then go in a bye and fix what we need to fix. Because if you
Hmm.
think about it, is I think having that short week from the Eagles after coming off a loss and having our offensive line banged up kind of
Hmm.
hurt us more than anything.
Right.
I know they wanted to get back on that horse again, after that loss, but shit, they probably needed to play. If they would have played on Sunday, if they would play the Giants on Sunday, they probably would have beat them. It just it's just that they wasn't mentally ready for that. I think all of the BS in the locker room gotta stop. All of that outside, all the noise that's inside that's getting out gotta stop. It gotta stop. You know what I'm saying? Because
Hmm.
that kind of keeps you away from football. It really does. And I understand a lot of stuff. I didn't want to trade AJ. They didn't want to do all like this. But AJ have to make up his mind. If you're going to be here, do what you need for us to win. And like you said many times before, dude, if we win it and you over 1,000 yards each year, you going to the hall. Just don't worry about all that other crazy stuff. You see what I'm saying? When you can get your numbers, but stop making all this noise.
Yeah.
So
I think AJ gonna be
yeah.
fine, man. I truly believe he's gonna be fine. I mean, I was looking at some of the clips from their or some of the video from their practice yesterday, and
Mm-hmm.
man, everybody looked good, man. Everybody, flying around, playing around. I mean, it looks like it's no drama there. Like I always said, I always thought it was more smoke than fire anyway. You
Right.
know, if something come out, then yeah, the media gonna run with it. They're gonna take it and they're gonna run 100 miles an hour with it. Everybody gonna run with it.
But don't
So,
give them nothing. Why you got to give
well,
them something?
sometimes, man, it ain't about giving them something because when they don't get anything, they make it up just to have something to say. We all know that. They don't have nothing on you, they make something up about
Right.
you. So it ain't always coming out of the building. What's going on? You know, these cats, man, they come up with these crazy narratives all the time. The narratives don't stop. They just don't stop, bro. They don't
Right.
stop. So,
No, I'm good. I mean, I understand that, but I just want them to play football, go back to winning games, and I still truly believe that once the offensive line get right, the
hmm
run game and everything will be okay. I really believe that. You know, I think with these next 2 games, throw the ball as much as you can.
hmm
Get the wide receivers in play early. Give them some quick passes in the beginning of the game, and just go from there. Just come out
hmm
firing the ball. I'm trying to say, just come out firing the ball. That's totally opposite of how I thought last year. Last year I was like run the damn ball, but this year, just come out throwing the ball and loosen them up because if you loosen up that front seven, you can allow Saquon to get some runs. I really don't, like I said, I still don't think Jalen is playing bad. I just don't.
No, he's not.
It's just you know it's I mean, I like Tanner, I really do, but I wouldn't take Tanner over Jalen at all. You know what I'm
That's
trying to say?
nonsense, man. It's nonsense.
Yeah, I wouldn't do
You
that.
know, like I said, they put those narratives out there so they can have talking points to add to it. At
Right.
the end of the day, Jalen Hurts is our guy.
Yes, he
He's our
is.
guy.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, that's what we rolling with. And he gonna take us to another chip.
Yeah.
That's what he gonna do. And as you can see, the young fella is not phased by any of this. Never has
Mhm.
and never will be. He just go to work, put his head down, go to work. So when your leader is doing that, then I'm sure everybody else is gonna follow suit.
Right.
Can't wait, man. Can't wait. I mean, we looking at Minnesota. Yeah, they got Justin Jefferson. He's a beast, right? They got the boy Naylor out there, and they got another cat over there. They got some receivers. They're no joke at the end of the day. But We got to go in and show what we made of. All of that nonsense that we've been doing over the last 6 weeks, that's got to stop. We got to come out and be the Eagles that we know we are. The Broad Street bullies, the no bullies on the block.
Right.
Let's get that shit done. I can't wait, man. We're
Yeah,
going to be there front and center.
yeah, we're gonna be at the game. What's your prediction of the game? What are you feeling? Score.
Well, word on the street is, Jalen, it's going to be a not Jalen, but Carson Wentz against Jalen Hurts. You know,
Mhm.
I'm hearing that Carson Wentz is going to start in this game.
Right.
Because their young quarterback is still banged up. So that's going to be interesting. That's an interesting storyline because Jalen Hurts took over for Carson Wentz. And now they about to compete against each other, even though they're not going to be on the field at the same time. But one is going to watch the other. And man, that's going to be exciting in its own right.
Oh, he watched Jalen in the Super Bowl. So
Yes. Yes, he did.
so
You
so
know,
he know what time it is. He know what
right,
time it is.
right.
But it's all good.
Yeah.
I'm it's wait and see how we do. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I to me, if I was going to put a score on it, I don't know why 24-21 is on my mind. Eagles.
24-21 for you.
Yeah.
Mm,
It kind of that seemed kind of low, doesn't it? Yeah.
yeah, I mean, you could be right this time. You could be right
Yeah.
because you know after a loss, after them 2 losses in a row, it very well might be a close game. But I'm hoping it's not close. I'm
Yeah. I hope.
saying I'm saying 33-15. That's my score.
That's a weird ass score.
Yes, it is.
What
Yes,
is
it
that?
is, man. Sometimes
What is
weird
that?
things happen, man. And
2 touchdowns and safety. What else? How
hey,
else is it gonna
however,
go?
look, it could be, the 15 could be 5 field goals.
5 field goals.
You know what I'm
Oh,
saying?
my math wrong.
Yeah.
You said 15. You ain't say 16. Okay.
Yeah, 15.
I was thinking 16. I'm like,
Yeah.
God damn.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, and then, I look at something Cooper DeJean said the other day when he was talking about Adam Thielen, right? Adam Thielen is back in Minnesota. Thielen gave him a headache when he was playing with Carolina last year because he didn't realize that boy was strong, coming off the line. But
Right.
now he know. So the boy taught him a lesson last year. He knows now. He knows what he got to do. So if that matchup should arise this year, well, guess what? He's gonna be ready. He's gonna be ready. So,
How do
and
you feel?
go ahead.
Go ahead. I say, do you go ahead? No, I was
No, I
thinking
was going.
about
I was
later.
going. Talk about the Minnesota defense. Minnesota got a good defense too, man. And the defensive coordinator is no joke. So
All right.
I'm sure they're gonna be trying to give us the business, but we got to give it right back to them. So let's go, Vic Fangio. Let's show what we know and get this thing on the go. You know.